Good morning, and thank you for joining this online virtual service for the First Unitarian Church of Alton on the 27th day of December 2020, the very last Sunday in 2020. I'm Robin Berkeley, and I am the president of this congregation, as well as I serve as a worship associate to make sure that our services continue on and support your needs. The First Unitarian Church is a small lay-led congregation located in Alton, Illinois. Due to the pandemic, our services currently are now virtual, and past and present services can be located on our church YouTube page. We hope to see you at our Castle on the Hill sometime soon when we can return to worship together. But in the meantime, we welcome everyone to this virtual home of comfort, spirit, justice, and hope. We are Unitarian Universalists. If you recall back in September, if you were listening to our services at that time, we shared with you our theme for the year, to be different now. And as I reflect back on 2020, and certainly the last 5 months, I'm so proud of the work that we have done as a congregation to embody this. We've creatively tackled ways to deliver our services and remain connected. We have worked through financial difficulties and are finding different ways to continue our mission to inspire love and seek justice. Things aren't perfect, but that is precisely the point. Perfection is the enemy of excellence, and it is our mistakes and flaws that make our spiritual beings. See, I make my mistake. Let me start that paragraph over again. If you recall back in September, we shared with you our theme for the year, Be Different Now. As I reflect back on 2020 and certainly the last 5 months, I am so proud of the work that we have done as a congregation to embody this. We have creatively tackled ways to deliver our services and remain connected. We have worked through financial difficulties and are finding different ways to continue our mission to inspire love and seek justice. Things aren't perfect, but that is precisely the point. Perfection is the enemy of excellence, and it is our mistakes and flaws that make us spiritual beings having a human experience, and these things exemplify our UU values. Today, we wrap up our year trying to be as creative as possible to keep the rites and rituals that we love as true to form as we can. Our burning bowl ritual is no different. We had hoped to do this outside with some social distancing, but the weather is a little too nippy for that right now. So I'm going to provide that to you We had hoped to do this outside with social distancing, but the weather is a bit too nippy for that. So I am providing you the reflection time today through a virtual burning bowl experience. I hope you take away what you need, give away what you no longer need to make 2021 all that you want it to be. We begin our worship with a prelude.
Every single second there are 4 babies born, bursting into life in the blink of an eye. Each one with a million memories they'll form, times of feeling low and times of feeling high. The first glimpse of a rainbow against the sky of blue, the first time feeling lonely, not knowing what to do. The first wish on a shooting star to make a dream come true. First time feeling broken hearted, the turn to something new. That's me, that's you, that's what we do. We ride the waves, just hope they'll carry us through. We live, we laugh, we love, and we cry. And then one day, every single second there are 2 lives mourned, dropping out of this world in the blink of an eye. Each one with a million memories they'd formed, times times of feeling low and times of feeling high. Had glimpses of a rainbow against the sky of blue. Had times of feeling lonely, not knowing what to do. They wished upon a shooting star, make a dream come true. They cried out from a broken heart and turned to something new. That's me, that's you, that's what we do. We ride the waves, just hope they'll carry us through. We live, we laugh, we love and we cry, and then one day we die. Countless different stories about how we came to be. We got different ways of loving, different sounds that we speak, different troubles, different blessings, different ways that we're treated. But one thing we share, everyone, everywhere, is a search for some meaning as we're held in suspense, dreaming and seeking, just trying to make sense. Oh, that's me, that's you, that's what we do. We ride the waves, just hope they'll carry us through. We live, we laugh, we love and we cry, and then one day we die. And throughout it all, we shine.
If you have a candle nearby, please join me as I light my own and recite our unison words for the chalice lighting. We hallow this time together by kindling the lamp of our heritage. Our opening prayer was written by Richard S. Gilbert and can be found in our gray hymnals. We bid you welcome, who come with weary spirit seeking rest, who come with troubles that are too much with you, who come hurt and afraid. We bid you welcome, who come with hope in your heart, who come with anticipation in your step, who come proud and joyous. We bid you welcome, who are seekers of a new faith, who come to probe and explore, who come to learn. We bid you welcome, who enter this hall as a homecoming, who have found here room for your spirit, who find in this people a family. Whoever you are, whatever you are, wherever you are on your journey, we bid you welcome.
Lady of the seasons, laughter in the summer's warmth be near. When the winter follows after, teach our spirits not to fear. Hold us in your steady mercy, Lady of the turning year. Sister of the evening starlight, in the falling shadows stay, here among us till the far light of tomorrow's dawning ray. Hold us in your steady mercy, Lady of the turning day. Mother of the generations,
For those of you new to Unitarian Universalism, I thought I would share for a few moments who we are and what we believe. My brother told me a number of years ago when I considered exploring this faith tradition that UUs don't believe in anything. And while I can laugh at that now, at the time it sort of put me off because I didn't know what to think about it. In reality, we believe in many, many things, but what he was referring to was a creedal belief. We hold no creedal belief that we all must share in order to be a member. From the Universalist side, we believe there are many paths to truth, not just one path. From the Unitarian side, we do not believe in the Trinity of Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, but in a direct relationship with the gods and goddesses of many names, the divine, the mystic, the source of all, whatever name you choose to use there. Obviously, who we are and what we believe is far more complex than I can share in a few moments in this service. But what is important to UUs are the 7 principles that guide us and provide the basis for our covenant as a congregation. And these principles are listed here for you now for your own reference. You can also find them on the Unitarian Universalist website. And you can also, if you have a hymnal available to you, and can get access to that, it is listed in our hymnals. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to any of the congregants and we can help you with that. Our reading today is an excerpt from How to Move On and Put Our Past Hurts Behind Us, written by Jack Canfield and adapted for our purposes by me. Everyone makes mistakes and goes through difficult times in life, but it's not your mistakes or your difficulties that define you, but rather what you learn from them that truly matters. How you think about the past can be an excellent teacher and a great source of motivation for learning how to move on. Or it can interfere with your happiness and hold you back from living your best life. So, how do you put the past behind you? Here are 4 tips I'd like to share with you today to help you heal your old wounds and move on to better and brighter futures. Number 1, to practice forgiveness. Whether it's forgiving yourself for a mistake that you made or forgiving someone who you believe harmed you, forgiveness is one of the best possible things you can do to heal yourself from the past. You may have heard the saying, holding on to anger and resentment is like drinking poison and waiting for the other person to die. Well, that's true. When you continue to be angry and bitter about something that has happened in the past, the only person you end up hurting is yourself. So whatever old grudges or disappointments you've been nursing, I encourage you to let them go. You will feel a lot better about yourself and about specifically around about the world around you if you do. And today's ritual that we will practice today will be a way of managing that. Number 2, to practice gratitude. Take time every day to feel grateful for everything that is good in your life. And I do mean everything. Be grateful for the people who love you and who have helped you, mentored you, or taught you something on your journey through life. Be grateful for the roof over your head. Be grateful for your health. Be grateful for the opportunities you have given in life, the flowers blooming outside your window and the blue sky overhead, the things that make your life easier and more enjoyable, and the people who were involved in making those things and bringing them into your world. The more you cultivate gratitude and appreciation for everything that's good in your life right now and focus on those things, the easier it will be for you to forget about the things that have hurt you in the past. And also remember to be grateful for the people who have made your life difficult at times, strangely enough. It is because of them that you have developed qualities like courage and perseverance and compassion. Make sure to develop a daily practice of gratitude, whether it is in meditation, writing in your journal, or just walking around and appreciating everything you see for a few minutes in the morning. Number 3, remember your thoughts determine your reality. So if you want to improve any aspect of your life, Make the effort to think better thoughts. Every time you find yourself thinking something negative, that happened in the past, consciously transform that negative thought into something positive. For example, if you're thinking, I can't believe I wasted all those years on someone who betrayed me, replace it with a new thought. I am so happy and grateful I am now free to find someone who truly appreciates me for who I am. Learning how to meditate is also a powerful tool that can help you with this. When you meditate, you can simply assume the position of a witness to your thoughts, which always seems to come in a constant stream. We call that the monkey mind. As you become more aware of your thoughts in meditation, you will more easily and more often begin to recognize when you're going into a negative spiral and be able to then consciously shift your thoughts towards something much more positive. It takes constant vigilance and work, but the ultimate rewards are so worth it. Remember that you are amazing. That's the last and the most important. Focusing on the failures of your past can be crippling to your self-esteem, your self-confidence, and your happiness. But the opposite is true as well. When you focus on your past successes, of which there are always many, you build your self-esteem and your self-confidence. One great way to acknowledge your past successes is to sit down and simply make a list of your past successes. Here are a couple of ways to do that. The first one is a very simple exercise called the 9 successes. To do this exercise, simply divide your life into 3 major time periods. Make the first time period from the present until you are 18 or 19 years old, and then divide the rest of your life in half. So you basically take your first 18 to 20 years, consider that, and then the rest of your life, whatever is left, divide that up and think about it that way. Then list 3 major successes that you've accomplished in each time period for a total of 9 successes. Don't discount things like learning to drive, graduating high school, getting your first job, or buying your first car. They were all big deals, even at that time. So think back to those moments with the mind of who you were at that time when it happened and how excited you were about it. Once you complete your list, look back over it and remember that you were able to accomplish those things in your past. Then you can accomplish whatever else you want to accomplish now and into the future. Acknowledge the fact that there are plenty of accomplishments in your past to feel good about and allow that sense of accomplishment to elevate your self-esteem. Another exercise is to make a list of 100 successes you've had in your life. Give yourself several days to accomplish this. Perhaps as around the new year, something that you can consider as part of your, reflection on the past, ready for the future. Take a moment to do that. Make sure to include all the things you may now take for granted, like learning to speak a second language, passing that English lit course in college, achieving sharpshooter status in the military, raising a healthy child, or learning to grill the perfect steak. Or things like learning to play an instrument, learning how to type, saving enough money for that trip to New York or Europe, beating your dad at chess, learning to swim, making Eagle Scout, painting a picture, learning to take great pictures with your camera, getting a promotion, developing a website, figuring out how to use social media like Pinterest and Facebook, how to use Zoom, helping a political candidate get elected, right? How exciting is that? Talking a friend out of committing suicide, getting sober if you were battling addiction, learning how to bake a cake, coaching your kids' little league or soccer team, etc., learning how to knit. All of these things are important. But remember this. Remember, you are awesome. You are worthy. And letting go is essential for us to live a fulfilled life. Our next hymn will be number 1031, Filled with Loving Kindness. So this notion of the burning bowl that we have used in the past in our services are represented by using our chalice and little notes of paper where we write on a little note what we're trying to release, what we're trying to let go of, to leave space for something new and exciting in the upcoming year. And as I said earlier, and we've talked about, is we had hoped to be able to do this service live, and or at least do it on the grounds of the church with social distancing, but of course with the weather and things, it wasn't quite right. And then I thought about doing it in my home, but I will tell you that my experiences this week with fire were not very positive, so I decided to bypass that. The first one was this week. On solstice, I wanted to use one of those lanterns where you light the lantern and then it floats up into the air and it floats away. And in it, you put your wishes for the new year, for the solstice, as we close the darkness and welcome the light. And so I decided I thought that would be a great idea, except that I just couldn't get the lantern to launch. And not only did it burn some of the grass in my backyard, but it almost burned my neighbor's house down. So probably not a good plan to do that. And then yesterday I thought, well, Christmas Day, I'll try to put a fire in my fireplace and light that up. And unfortunately, it triggered my daughter's asthma. And as I put the flames out, created a smoke condition in my house. So yay for Christmas Day. But all my jokes aside here, I decided that probably a virtual fire seemed like the better option. I didn't want to do 3 strikes and I'm out, at this point. I love this service for a lot of reasons. And this altar that you see behind me, this space, the sacred space behind me in this virtual background, in this little photo of me, is where I first encountered our church and this ritual, which I loved. I remember walking in here the first Sunday after New Year's with my children and sitting down and watching the minister at the time, Kleber Van Zandt, lead people through this service, and what a delight it was, because it really resonated for me. I had been looking for a spiritual home for a long time, and I came from Kripalu and the yoga and Buddhist tradition that is preached and practiced out of Kripalu, and this sort of ritual is a big part of some of the traditions that they practice there at the Kripalu Center for Yoga. And I thought, wow, this place gets what I'm looking for. So that was from day one, moment one, walking into First UU. I felt the resonance with this ritual and the importance of it for a whole host of reasons, which I'm going to talk a little bit about before we dive into this procedure, this ritual itself. Fire has historically been incredibly important over time. And let me start with, first of all, Prometheus and what he represented to the ancients. Prometheus believed that fire represented human intellect and knowledge and enlightenment, if for no other use of the words. And there's a whole host of other things that, fire sort of symbolizes for Prometheus. But I really loved those two particular issues in specifically the idea of human intellect, the idea of our human knowledge, and what that fire represents is the fire of us wanting to learn and grow. And I feel like this so represents who we are as Unitarian Universalists, the value that we put on knowledge and science and learning and growing, how consistent this is with some of our UU principles. But if you read and you do some research on sort of what the symbolism of fire means, and it's vast, it's a purifier, it's a destroyer, it's life-giving. Fire is a living thing, as you can see from the video here, right? A little bit of oxygen and it can grow and you can get an updraft and you get, fire that's high and intense, or you can minimize that flame by decreasing the oxygen. So it's constantly growing, breathing, creating, life and producing CO2. It's energy to heat our homes, energy for all sorts of endeavors. It represents change, right? Something gets burned and it renews and it changes into something different. And fire is that as well. It changes the fundamental nature of that which it's burning. It puts it to ash. It creates, even if you burn grass, it releases, there are many plants where it releases seeds and new growth follows it. Obviously, I'm sure many of you are very familiar with these stories. Even the Native Americans, those who populated this land before we stole it from them, use fire to clear old grasses that are dead and that can catch us up and strangle us and strangle the horses, for example, who are trying to traverse the land. They leave room for new growth. So fire is one of those fundamental elements that are important for us for new growth. Even in the Christian tradition, fire is about God's power. And it's a metaphor for the trials that are in our life that we are trying to overcome. And by turning to God, by turning to the divine, this helps us to overcome these trials. And it's a form of purification, like we purify ourselves to be ready for what comes anew. So we could talk about the symbolism of fire all day long, but what I really want to take us now is to a moment of grounding where we can sit down, we can put our feet flat in front of us, we can close our eyes, and we can hear the crackle of the flame in the fireplace here and my voice taking you through this exercise, this ritual of how do we let go of old things, leave space for new things, for our growth as individuals. This fire also represents our gratitude, the warmth that we feel, the heat from it, how important it is for us to feel the sense of gratitude for the good things that we have, home and hearth. I want you to take a moment to listen to those flames, and I want you to think and name in your head the things that you want to get rid of, the things that you want to let go of, to allowing them to pass from you so that we don't hold on to the past. We let the past go. I learned at one of my Kripalu sessions how important it is for us to learn how to renew and to let go of the things that no longer serve us. And sometimes that's about the pains and the sorrows that we've experienced, and we wrap ourselves in those pains and sorrows, and we hold on to them as if they are part of our being that keeps us warm and protects us and creates a sense of what our identity is. What we find over time is that if we don't let go of those traipsings, the things that are wrapped around us, they no longer serve us, and they actually can strangle us from our own individual growth and development. And so what I learned at this Kripalu session that I went to was how to recognize when things that you've done, thoughts that you've had, habits that you have developed don't serve you any longer, and it is time to let go of them. So take a few minutes to deeply relax and think of what you want to let go of that no longer serves you. Imagine now as you return to the sound of my voice, all of those things that you are ready to let go of are releasing with the updraft, is being transformed into something beautiful and new and different. Our past has changed us. Our past has made us who we are in this moment. But our future is not held captive to the past. Our future is ours to write as we choose. So while you are letting go of the old, please consider what you want to bring new to your life. What do you want to see changed? What are you embracing that's beautiful, new, and exciting, maybe a little scary? How can you take it, grasp it, and run with it? Consider all the things that you're grateful for. Feel the warmth of the flames. Feel the connection with the elements. Consider that fire is the lightness that happens in the darkness, and that the light and the dark, we need both. We've said many times before, in order to appreciate the lives that we have today. Take a few minutes now to take a deep breath, to inhale and exhale. Bring yourself to the present moment. Back to the present. We offer the gentle reminder that this community of faith is supported only by your giving. We need each other, and in times of trial, we need each other even more. You can mail your gift to First Unitarian Church, P.O. Box 494, Alton, Illinois 62002. Or you can give electronically by searching for the First Unitarian Church of Alton on the Givelify app or via the link on our webpage. As well, you can give through PayPal if you prefer. Give what you will, for you are a generous people. Please join with me in our offering prayer. May this offering equip us to inspire love and seek justice. Announcements. Here are our announcements for this week. Number one, please don't forget to take the quick congregational survey that Mary sent out before Christmas. We are always seeking ways to ensure we are meeting everyone's needs. So please take a few moments to fill it out so we can adapt and address your needs and concerns as soon as we are able to in the coming new year, 2021. Please also check your email and a post on UU Friends. We are looking to support the former foster child of Heather and Aiden, who has been reunited with his family in a wonderful, wonderful outcome. Unfortunately, his family has encountered some difficult times, and they are looking to get some support financially for bills and things like that, to get their water bill paid, their electricity paid, and things like that. So please check your email, and please respond as soon as you are able. If you can, even a few dollars helps. Please contact the church office if you have any event or announcement that you would like to share via our weekly Church This Week email. And if you're interested in receiving our weekly email, please send your contact details to the church at church@firstuualton.org. And please remember to join us next week for our virtual service here on YouTube, and we will be talking with you soon. Now, if you have a lit chalice or candle near you, I invite you to join me in extinguishing the chalice. The light of truth and meaning cannot be put out. We are keepers of this flame until we meet again. Our closing words are from Cheryl Block. As we go forward into this frightening, exhilarating, confusing, miraculous world, may we offer our comfort to the afflicted, our love to those who are lonely, and our wish for all to be safe. Amen, Blessed be. Have a beautiful day.